This is Damien from FixWinPC, and today's video we're going to demonstrate to you how to use a video balun, Cat5 cable, power pigtail to connect the camera to your DVR. Alright, so for this demonstration, I already showed you what you need. You're going to have your Cat5 cable. Alright, got your Cat5 cable. It has 4 pairs. Now you already seen I've done some pre-work on this. What we do, we have a standard that we use. You can use your own standard. It's up to you. This method concerning these particular items, there's not an industry standard. You make it up as you go. Each person has their own, whatever you do on one side, you're going to want to do it on the other side. So we use green for video transmission, right? So we have this green cable for video transmission, and this is the negative, and we join 2 pairs, the brown and the orange, for the positive power feed. Alright, so the reason why we join these up, what we found is that this eliminates those power drops and lines on your screen. Not so much the ghosting. The ghosting is caused from interference from touching metal on the BNC connections or exposed wire. Alright, so this is the configuration that we use. Alright, and I'm going to show you how it works. Now, the reason why you might want to use this instead of using a Siamese cable is for future proofing. So you can have the best HD system in the world. It is limited to features and basically resolution. Now, even though there are 8 megapixel HD cameras out there, the DVRs, however, have not caught up to that resolution as yet. So what you get at maxed, as of this recording, from what I've seen, would be 5 megapixel DVRs running 8 megapixel cameras on HD. Now, that might be good enough. 5 megapixels is very, very good. But some people want that 4K, resolution. So to do that, you have to go over into IP. Now, if you run Siamese cable to your cameras and you need to go over to IP, that's 2 different type of connectors, 2 different type of cabling. Right? So you're not going to be able to, without running fresh cable, pretty much upgrade. You would have to run cable all over again. That could be cost prohibitive for some people. It could get very expensive. But if it's a must, it's a must. Sometimes, that pretty much is the hindrance for the project to go forward. However, if your HD system was properly installed by a professional using this method, it'll be quite easy for you to upgrade. So all you have to do is literally cut this end off and put on a RJ45 connector on both ends, and then plug your IP camera in. It'll have PoE on one side, it'll get power, and everything's good. You just upgrade, and it'll save you a lot of money and time. Believe that. So yes, back to the demonstration. So you take a balun. The balun has positive and negative sides. The positive on this one is the gray side, and the white side is negative. So what I like to do, I like to match my solid colors with the whites. So the white stripe cable goes into the white side, and the solid cable goes into the gray side. So I just line it up, stick it in. When the sticking has reached its point, I just press on the plungers. It goes in. The copper comes down and grabs it, and it's good and tight. So this is good and secure, right? It's not going to go anywhere. It's not going to be flickering. You're going to get video off and on. And then I twist these together. And then what we do is, for the power to get to the camera, we're going to use the male end, because the camera has usually has a female end. So you just stick this in. So on the other side, What we use on the other side, let me just show you what we use on the other side. On the other side, what we use is something like this, or the wall power supply with the fuses, right? So what we use is something like this. Let me just increase the size so you can see better, right? So there's usually where these terminals are, there it's positive, negative, or negative, positive. I can't tell from the picture, but either one of these, each one of these is a channel, right? And the reason why we use this because each one of these channels carry 1.2 amps each. So usually your camera carries, let me see how much this one carries. This one runs at 12 volts. Yeah, this one is a dual, so this goes 12 and 24. But usually you get something like 12 volts, 0.5 amps on each camera. So each channel here could run 2 cameras, right? If we do experience problems, we just use another brick, take some of the cameras over to that one, and that usually clears it up really quick. But usually, I have a few of these in the wild, I can use this one power supply for 8 cameras. Very cost effective, very reliable, very firm. Now there are also the power bricks that have not terminals but a jack and splitters. I don't like that too much because the splitters tend to be defective. They're usually cheap and not well made, so you might get a splitter with 4 and then 3 of them are good, 1 is no good, and that will cause havoc on the entire system. It will cause flickering, drops, especially at night when the infrared kicks in and more power is required. Yeah, that causes a problem. So the other end of the cable, as I was demonstrating, goes into here, right? The blue and orange goes into the positive terminal, so you just twist that together, you put that in here, and the orange and brown, and then the blue goes into the negative. And you make sure you don't leave the wires exposed. Only exposed wire must be just enough to fit into the terminal. That way there's no touching, because this usually lays flat and comes out, so it goes in between these little grooves, and it's nice and neat and secure, and you can neaten up real nice and make it really nice. One of these days I'm going to put a picture of a finished install where the actual cable works, so you can see what I'm speaking about. So back to what I was showing you. So this other end would be going to the DVR. This end, we're going to apply the power now. So let me get my power pigtail. Just gonna remove the cable sheath. Now be careful with these because they're kind of tender. After a while you get the skill to cut it off, but in the beginning you're going to cut it completely off a few times. So once you have these exposed, now you're going to pick your positive end, which we already selected, which is the brown and orange, and the positive on this is going to be the red. You're just going to twist these together like so. Right. So twist them together. Alright, make sure they're good and tight. Do the same thing for the other side on negative with the black wire. Right, so twist that together. Alright, you got your twist. You just neaten up the cable now. All these spiky loose ends, you just cut them off. Alright. Now, you might say, okay, this is the point where some people generously apply electrical tape. Now, even though electrical tape is going to keep these two from touching each other and all that, where these cameras are going to be exposed to heat, cold, and all types of different elements. Electrical tape, especially in heat, unravels. And over time, these are going to end up touching one another. Or this is going to get gummy and sticky. The electrical tape is going to cause issues. If you have to service, it gets really messy. So to keep mines more secure, what I do, I use these. They go by different names in different countries. Trinidad, we call them B connectors. I don't know what they call them in America, I forget. there's a different name, dolphin connectors or something strange like that. Somebody can leave it in the comments if they know the name. So you take one of these. Let me get another one. You have one for each exposed wire. What you do, simply slide it over, give it a little twist just to make sure it stays on. Now these have gel, conductive gel in them. They're the ones that sell without the conductive gel. I prefer the ones with the conductive gel. And then you take your pliers. Now the pliers I use has this groove right here. I don't know if you can see that. I don't know if you can see it. There's a groove right there that I use to crimp these B connectors down. So I just crimp at the bottom where the wires are touching. And this makes a solid connection for good conduction, if that's a word, for electrical conducting. Let's say that. My English is okay. It's not always the best. I'm Trinidad here. We speak how we speak. Alright, so do the same thing with the positive end. Just squeeze that down. That's good and solid. Alright, so what you end up with is something that looks like this. You seeing good? Alright. So now you can take this and connect it to your camera. Let me demonstrate. So I have my camera here. Hook up my BNC connector and my power supply. And there you go. Now you have a connection. Now this usually goes inside of the, inside a wall, inside the ceiling. If it's upside down, all this is going to be in the ceiling, or it's going to be inside a junction box. It's going to be in a junction box. Wherever it's going to be, it's connected solid. If you want extra protection, you're going to put electrical tape here where it connects, some electrical tape here, and some electrical tape here. Now, even though the heat is going to get at it, that's okay because it's just for added reinforcement. This is pretty solid together right here. This has a lock-in mechanism here as well. You can put tape around these if you want to, but they're just fine like this. So you do it on this end. On the other end, instead of having it join on to one of these, it's going to go directly into that power supply brick that I showed you earlier. Alright? And if you need to upgrade the cameras, as I said again, you just open the camera out, remove the camera, disconnect these two, and simply cut this off and crimp on an RJ45, get your new camera, hook it up. That's it. That's it. It's all done. So I just wanted to share that with you and just demonstrate how we usually do analog installs, future-proofing it, making sure it's ready for that upgrade, whether it's 2, 3, 4, 5 years down the road, it's ready. So thank you again for tuning in, and I'm Damien from FixWinPC, and I'll see you in the next video.